All right, we are live on YouTube. How is everybody doing today? Welcome to the show. It is a beautiful day out here in Redwood City, California. It is around 80 degrees, and it's probably going to get a little hotter over the next few hours before it starts to cool down again in the evening. It's going to hit about 85 degrees or so. And I am back out on the trail and ready to bring you folks another great topic here today. Another very interesting topic that will help you better your lives if you learn to understand what I'm going to be speaking about here on this show. And it's a pretty simple concept, but many people seem to, not understand it or still do this one thing. And if you learn how to not feel the need to do this one thing, it'll build your confidence up to the point of where nothing will bother you. And not only will you learn to love yourself more and have more self-respect, other people will naturally be more attracted to you, respect you, and love you as well. But before we get to all of that, there's not really a whole lot going on in my neck of the woods. Things have been pretty quiet. I've been just working on some things behind the scenes. I did a couple streams yesterday, and I was pretty tired after the second show, so went to bed early, got up early, was doing some maintenance on my laptop, and then I was talking with my moderators behind the scenes in the Coach Eli private moderator group chat. And the conversation behind the scenes has been getting pretty interesting. Let's just put it that way. Probably stuff that, we wouldn't put out publicly. I mean, I'm personally not afraid to put anything out publicly. But I've also learned at the same time to play this YouTube game a little bit better. And it's not even really a game to me. Everything I put out here is completely real and honest and based on my past experiences and things I've learned, right? Putting my own spin on things. So, I've always been a genuine person, and that's just what I do. That's just how I am. That's how I want to represent myself out here on YouTube and social media. So, nothing really is a game to me, but, it's up to you to decide, whether you feel, what I'm putting out here is, meaningful and is real or not. And, I will say that, I'll say a little bit about what we've been discussing behind the scenes. We talked about the Roe versus Wade thing yesterday, and I shared my thoughts about it publicly on my walk yesterday. And today, we were talking about how President Joe Biden is now saying that the MAGA Trump supporters, MAGA, Trump's tagline, "Make America Great Again," the MAGA supporters and the Trump supporters are the most extreme people in history. And I agree with Joe Biden on that. I've never met a group of people here in the U.S. that's been more extreme, unreasonable, and unjust than these right-wing extremists. I wouldn't even call them right-wing extremists. I call them the Trump supporters, and I feel anyone that supports Trump, in my opinion, that is, just my opinion, is on the alt-right, the alternative right, which is not even really a political party, officially, right? And Trump for the last several years has been trying to create the Patriot Party, right? He wants to call his supporters, which I feel are on the alternative right that doesn't even exist, right? He wants to call his supporters the Patriot Party, right? Yet then he wants to get these people to incite insurrections at the, Capitol building and say that that is a patriotic act. What a crock of shit. Outback Andy Foster, how you doing? Not So Nerdy Gaming, how you doing? Let's get our walk-on, says Coach J-Rom. He's in the house. Welcome to the show. Great to have you here, J-Rom and Outback Andy. Outback Andy, my lady and I were going to come to your ice cream shop a few weeks back when we were in your neck of the woods, but it was on the day that you're closed. We're like, oh shit, we will get you next time. Sometime over the next month, we will come out there to your creamery in Modesto, California. Sandy McAfee, Coach. Hi, Coach. Finally caught alive. Hey, Sandy, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Great to see you here. Now, folks, like I've been saying, I'm not here to project my views onto you. I share my views because this is my space, right? I share what I believe in and why I believe in what I believe in, right? That doesn't mean I'm trying to change your view or project anything onto you. I'm just sharing my thoughts, just like everyone else shares their thoughts, right? But again, in my opinion, these Trump supporters, the alt-right, the alternative right, these are not real conservatives. They're not. They're not. They say they're conservatives, but real conservatives don't behave that way. And like I've said before I started my coaching business 5 years ago, the previous 10 plus years before that, I was running my insurance business, and I was also networking in person all over Northern California, which is what I'm trying to say. I was networking in person all over Northern California. I met many conservative people, and they were wonderful people. They still are wonderful people. And they never attacked me. I never attacked them. We had great conversations. On occasion, we disagree on something, but you know what? We respectfully disagreed and went on with our day, and we still remained friends, and we're still friends to this day. Right? Those are real conservatives. These people that are the Trump supporters are not real. They're not real conservatives. As a matter of fact, the funny thing is, what a lot of people don't realize is that Trump was once a liberal, and he changed his political party preference. He changed his political party, period, just so he could run for president of the United States in 2016. Because as a liberal, Donald J. Trump would never have a chance to get in the office. He would never win. So he had to go to the other side, pretend to be a conservative, right? And then manipulate the conservatives, right? And the people that he manipulated to vote for him and put him in office are not even real conservatives. They're the alternative right. Looks like a nice day for a walk in Redwood City, says Outback Andy Foster. Absolutely. I'm a Trump supporter, always have been, always will be. No problem, Coach J-Rom. And like I've told you behind the scenes, no problem, man. I'm not going to have any hatred towards you because you support Trump. We just disagree on that. No worries. I'm the type of person that can respectfully disagree with somebody and move on. Hey, Lewis Fuller, how you doing? Welcome to the show, bro. It's great to have you here. And then you have another YouTuber, a pretty popular American journalist YouTuber by the name of Tim Pool, Tim space Pool. Put out a video today, criticizing Joe Biden for calling Trump supporters the most extreme people in history, which Joe Biden's right about that, in my opinion, right? And Tim Pool was saying, these Trump supporters are moderate. They're more on the moderate side of things. No, they're not. They're not moderate at all about anything. Really? Is it a moderate thing to go and attack the Capitol building because your leader, your messiah, kind of tactfully was telling you guys to go do it at a rally that was happening the same day where the election results are going to be certified by the Vice President, Mike Pence? I mean, the stuff that I've been seeing lately, all this stuff, this is the thing, folks. This is what it all boils down to. It all boils down to what are the craziest things one person can do to stay relevant in the public spotlight. That's what Donald J. Trump is doing. He's still trying to stay relevant. This whole Roe versus Wade thing is keeping Trump in the spotlight because he's the one that, turned the Supreme Court justices leaning more towards the right. So now the panel of judges in the Supreme Court are more right-leaning, right? So here we are, almost 2 years after Trump's been ejected out of office, and he's still trying to stay relevant. That's what it's all about, folks. I've said this before, I'll say it again. You have your opinions, I have mine. But Donald J. Trump only cares about himself and nobody else. That is a pretty big jackrabbit. And it just moved out the trail. It was slowly crossing it, but it has now moved out there. It's in bushes. There it is. That's a big, big rabbit. Hey, buddy. There it is. It's moving pretty slowly. There are some people coming behind me, so I'm going to probably pull over to the left over here and wait for them to pass. Holy cow, it's a big rabbit. Yeah, it is. That's like a foot tall jackrabbit. Yeah, that's a big bunny, right? Right, Sandy? So another thing, look, you're all entitled to your own opinions. You can support whoever you want to support. I just don't understand how people can support someone that also decided to go golfing over tackle the pandemic towards the end of 2019 when people were dying, right? I just don't understand that. How do you Trump supporters explain that? Like, seriously, are you guys cool? You Trump supporters cool with him going golfing instead of tackling the pandemic? And then Joe Biden and Kamala Harris were already working off the clock 2 months before they got into office because Trump wasn't doing his job. I mean, how the hell can you support something like that? Like honestly, if you can shed some light on me or shed some light for me regarding that, which is what I'm trying to say, maybe I can understand. I'm really trying to understand how anyone could support that type of behavior as the commander-in-chief. Seriously. Anna walks out rabbits on a leash. Y'all should check out her video about this. All right, well, Jerome, I can't say what you put in the chat there because I don't want to risk having my video removed. I disagree with what you said in the chat there, but I respect your opinion. Coach Rom, she walks them. I got to see, that says Sandy. Casually Unfiltered Forever. Thank you. Hey, Chris, with a $1.26 super chat. Hey, Chris, how you doing? How in the world did you get such an accurate Super chat, $1.26. You must be on Android. Does Android let you select specific amounts? Because on the iPhone and on the desktop version of YouTube, you can't do that. How in the world did you get a $1.26 super chat? But thank you for that. Yes, it does. And you know what's pretty cool? I think that's Redwood City Police over there. I like when the cops are around. They're my buddies. Coach J-Rom says, well, he shared a link. Okay, cool. Anyway, Chris, Casually Unfiltered Forever. Let us know what's been going on with you lately. I know you must be pretty busy. I know you've been running some streams. And most of the people in my group, you know, we've had some other things that we've been working on. And we would love to support you more, but we haven't seen you participate in the group really that much. And I'm not getting on you for that. I love you, brother. You're all good. You'll always be a mod here. You're a good dude. All I'm saying is that the more people participate behind the scenes, the more prone we're all willing to support, right? Maybe you could share with us what you're going to be talking about on your streams, and you know, kind of more so engage in some of the private conversations behind the scenes. And you know, that's all I'm saying. We just haven't really seen you around that much, and I know you've got a lot going on, and I know it's kind of a struggle, but we would love to help you, bro. Again, thank you for your $1.26 super chat. That was unnecessary, but we'd love to work with you. You're a good guy, and you've always had, you know, interesting topics and great ideas to discuss. So yeah, let us know what's going on here in the chat if you'd like, and you know, we'd be happy to help you in any way possible. Thanks, I'll watch it after this, says Sandy Outback. That video of the rabbit being walked was really cool. Right on. Last night, I also did a stream on Coach Eli 2 Uncensored live streams. I tackled 4 more dating stories, dating advice. So if you need some more content to watch after this stream ends, go over to my other channel, Coach Eli 2 Uncensored live streams, and check it out. Nightbot sharing the link every 7 minutes in the chat to Coach Eli 2 Uncensored live streams. It's also below in the description. Please subscribe to that channel, bang the bell, and select the notifications. We're getting closer and closer each and every day to qualifying for monetization. That channel will soon be hitting 1,000 subscribers. I believe it has 975 subscribers right now. Just need to work on getting the watch time. So I would appreciate your help and support to watch those, you know, streams and videos I put there all the way through. The quicker we get the watch time, and just need another 25 subs, the quicker I can monetize that channel. And then I'll be moving these streams that I'm doing here, the walking streams, over to Coach Eli 2, and more so focusing on some really great shorter form pre-recorded content on this channel here, and some YouTube Shorts videos. Now, I will still occasionally do a live stream from this channel once I move all my live streams to Coach Eli 2, but it'll be very rare. It'll be on occasion. So that's that. Oh man, I'm feeling pretty good. And another thing, my lady's going to be coming over tonight after work and staying the night And then she'll be leaving late morning, early afternoon tomorrow. She's going to be coming over to use my laptop, and I'm going to help her out with some things. I might go live briefly late night on Coach Eli 2 tonight. If I do go live on Coach Eli 2, it probably won't be until like 9 or 10 o'clock Pacific, which is midnight or 1 a.m. Eastern. I know that's pretty late for most people, but the UK audience is usually up during that time. It's 8 hours ahead of my time, so 10 p.m. Eastern is like 6 a.m. UK time, where most of these people are at that are supporters of this channel from the UK. So that might happen later tonight. It all depends on what time my lady gets to my place and what time we eat dinner and how we feel, and we're gonna play it by ear. If you don't get a stream from myself and my lady tonight on Coach Eli 2, I'll be back tomorrow with 2 streams, one on this channel, a walking stream, and then I'll do a nightcap on Coach Eli 2, uncensored live streams. Oh man. I really love what I do out here on YouTube. I love, putting out a positive message, and I really love how things are going here lately with positive people. But I'm not going to lie to you folks. It's a lot of work and it's exhausting, I'll tell you. Even though I love this so much, I do. It is exhausting to create even just one piece of content per day. To do a live stream and talk for 2 hours straight while you're walking takes a lot of energy. Then to do a second show takes a lot of energy. It is exhausting. But if it's exhausting, why do I keep doing it? Because I love it so much. I fight through exhaustion. I fight through exhaustion. That is how much I love what I do and how much I care about wanting to help as many people as possible. I think it's fair to say that anyone that fights through exhaustion to continue doing something at a certain level is really truly passionate in a genuine way regarding what they do. Creativity takes a lot of energy. Well, thank you for that, Sandy. Cool, good to see you. Happy, says Sandy. Glad to see you're back in town. Glad to see also that things are going well for you. Sandy, I've known Sandy for quite some time. And, she's a very busy person, doing her thing. And, it's nice that you're finding a little time every now and then to pop on in. I appreciate that. And again, your stories, Sandy, are amazing. I think, Sandy, when you hear my lady's story, which we're probably going to start recording this coming week, not this week, next week, in the coming week, the next week ahead, my lady and I are going to start recording, her interview and sharing a story unlike anything you've heard. And I'll say this, it's probably going to get a lot of scrutiny. And people are probably going to talk a lot of smack about myself and her after we share that story. We expect that, right? And we're going into this knowing that is how some people are going to take this, right? Some people might end up saying, why is she with a guy like me, or why am I with a woman like her, right? And those are fair questions to ask. They're rude questions, but they're fair questions. And we will tackle those questions in that interview. So that way, any question we feel that people are going to ask based on what will be shared, we're going to tackle it head on. We're going to tackle it head on. And it's not gonna faze us regardless of what anyone says, because there's a lot of value in sharing these types of stories. The value is to help other people that are either A, struggling with a similar situation, or B, have struggled with it in the past, and now you folks can have something to relate to regarding this. And the moral of the story is going to be is that if you never give up on yourself, you can turn your life around and have exactly what you want. I'll give you folks a little clue. Like, my lady has wanted to give up so many times. And then when her and I met, that changed her life, it changed my life. But had either one of us given up, on wanting true happiness in life, we would have never found each other and had the happiness that we have. And that's part of the moral of the story right there. Creativity takes a lot of energy. Okay, I already read that. Sandy says, I like to support creators. Inspiration, can't wait to hear it. Never mind the haters. Do it to help others and because you want to. Absolutely, Sandy. Absolutely. The whole point of doing it is primarily to help other people learn from the mistakes that my lady made and I made in the past. But it's more a story about her and what she's been through and still kind of currently going through, and how she fought through it, overcame many things, and is still overcoming many things to this day to become the person she's always wanted to be, that she was meant to be. I honestly feel, folks, that for the people out there that are struggling in life, especially people that are struggling to love themselves deep within, which is very important. The most important thing is to love yourself before anyone else can love you. You have to love yourself, right? And for people that have struggled to love themselves, what it usually takes for them to overcome that negative feeling and make it a happy, positive feeling is for someone to come into their life that has so much meaning to them and uplifts them and guides them through the process of bettering their life. And uplifting their spirits. And humbly speaking, that's what I feel I've done for my lady. And, I wanted to do it for her because she deserves it. I wouldn't just do that for anyone. She deserves it because from the moment I met her, I always knew, or I could tell, she had the biggest heart and soul I've ever encountered. That's all it takes for me to believe in someone, is knowing that you have a genuine heart and soul and you care about others' well-being, not just your own. You're a selfless person and not selfish. One more time, you're a selfless person and not selfish. For you folks out there that may not understand what the word selfless means, it means the opposite of selfish. It means a person that cares about themselves but also cares about others' feelings, wants, and needs as well. Hey Gemma, how you doing? Sandy says, we all make mistakes. Without mistakes, we often miss the lessons. The beauty is in the struggle and lesson. Welcome to the show, Gemma. Sandy says, hi, Gemma. Gemma says, hi, Sandy. I'm doing okay, you? Oh, Gemma, I'm doing quite well. Gemma, I'm glad to see you here. I know the Coach Eli moderator group has been pretty crazy with some political stuff lately, but I think you also notice, Gemma, that we don't deal with any more drama. We completely have avoided it and ignored it. And all of us really want to move forward and start working together. And I wanted to ask you, now that you're here, what are some ways you feel you can collaborate your channel with our channels? I'd love to collaborate with you on something, Gemma. Start to maybe do some panels together on each other's channels and get a little more involved, because I don't know if you saw the Angel Munoz interview I did the other day on Coach Eli 2, Uncensored Live Streams. It was on Sunday, I believe. I learned a lot about autism from Angel. And I know you can share a lot more about autism that can really help a lot of people better understand how autistic people are. This is everything that I wanted to do many years ago, before we all got derailed and sidetracked into the pathetic world of drama out here on YouTube. You know what I mean? But yeah, let me know if you have any ideas. No pressure, no hurry. I'm open to doing something whenever. You just have to let me know. You know how to reach me on Facebook really easily now, right? Or very easily, right? Let's see. Coach Jerem agreed, Sandy. Abe Lincoln said lessons are not learned in blood are soon forgotten, and that's very true. Agreed, Coach Rom, says Sandy. Gemma's Journey Grace says, yes, I've been trying to join in with the group. Awesome, Gemma. Coach Jerem, don't say drama too many times. Huh. UT might hear you calling its name, lol. Oh, I don't know what you mean by that, J-Rom. Gemma says, yes, I watched it on replay. Yes, I can share my input. Drama is cancer, says Sandy. I agree with you, Sandy. Yes, I will let you know, says Gemma. Okay. Yeah, no pressure, no hurry. One thing, and I'll get to the topic here in a little bit. We've had a lot of stuff to talk about at the beginning of the show. One thing I've been trying to do lately is get on as many panels as possible. It's just the people I'm connected with don't go live often. I'm the one that goes live every day, if not almost every day. And I want to start to move the entire great group of people that we have behind the scenes in the Coach Eli private moderator group chat. I want to get us moving forward, creating more content consistently, doing more panels back and forth between the channels. And that way we can retune the YouTube algorithm to recommend us to a real good audience that would love our content and grow exponentially together. So while I'm not here trying to push anyone to move any faster or anything, I'm just kind of tactfully reminding you all that, hey, we can all grow this thing with a real audience, but we got to put in some work. It's not just going to come to us. We got to put in some work. I've been putting in the work, and I'm willing to continue putting in the work. Who else is willing to put in the work? Who wants to take things to the next level? Who's ready to take things to the next level? Sandy, I have guests for you that would be great. I just need to connect you to them. Well, that sounds great. That sounds great. Sounds great, Sandy. And I'm also going to be, I'll mention this again here today. Got a plane coming. I'm also going to mention this here again today, like I believe I did this yesterday. I'm going to be giving a chance to some people that I've never really had a problem with. Tomorrow or Friday, one of these next few nights, I'm more than likely going to be going onto the Mad Shangy channel, the Mad Shangy Army, which is what he's called now, Mad Shangy Army. I wonder how in the world he came up with that idea. I'm assuming it probably wasn't him. I'm assuming it was some people that he works very closely with. But if I get on that show, I'll be sure to ask. Is that the real Mrs. Shangy? Because the real Mrs. Shangy should be moderated here. Can you folks check out that channel? The real Mrs. Shangy channel should have a lot of subs. All right, Mrs. Shangy. It's nice to see you here. I did moderate, at least I thought I did, behind the scenes. Is there another Mrs. Shangy channel? I don't know why. That's a backup if I had to guess. Well, I was sent a specific link behind the scenes from a trustworthy source with the right channel to moderate. I checked it out myself. So I don't know if Mrs. Shangy's here on a backup Mrs. Shangy channel. Maybe she can enlighten us. This is the main Mrs. Shangy channel. All right, well, I'm gonna have to look at that after the show ends and I get back to my laptop. Maybe I was sent a backup channel or something. Yeah, maybe one of those was moderated instead. And maybe you've been changing your channel names and they haven't flowed through the entire Google/YouTube ecosystem. We'll get it all sorted out. But Mrs. Shangy, I'm glad you're here. I'm definitely open to coming on a panel with Patrick, the Mad Shangy. I believe that we were communicating through a third party behind the scenes, and if all goes well, we can open up the lines of communication again. I just want to see where things are at because, I am definitely not looking to stir up the drama pot. I'm looking to keep things positive. Now, don't get me wrong, Mrs. Shangy. No matter how much of a goody-goody people can be, or people are like me, because I'm a goody-goody compared to many people. I'm not saying that to say I'm any better. It's just it's more like an insult that I try to do things so by the book. I think you know what I'm saying. But even though I'm a goody-goody, I do understand there are times where a little bit of drama is inevitable, and it's going to happen even to the best of us. I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with, and I think you know this, what I'm not okay with is the drama that I've dealt with in the past. I can't stay, just wanted to stop by. Just let him know what night you would like to do a panel. He has interviews set up almost every night. Well, we could do it tomorrow, Thursday, or Friday if you want to relay a message to him and see if we can get it set up. That's no problem. Tomorrow, Thursday, or Friday evening, like anytime after, I'd say 6 p.m. Pacific, which is 9 Eastern. Well, thank you so much, Mrs. Shangy, and thank you for stopping by and being respectful, professional, and mature. No RJ allowed. Oh, that's okay. You don't have to have RJ there. RJ is a moderator here, and you know, what I've decided to do is just separate things between myself and other people that don't get along with people I get along with or want to give a chance to. So yeah, you know, RJ is a mod here, but that doesn't mean he has to be welcome to your neck of the woods. That's completely up to you. But you know, I'm not the kind of person that's going to give up on people regardless of what's happening. I'm not blaming you folks for not giving them a chance or whatever. I'm just saying I'm choosing to handle my relationships with people in the way that I feel works best for me. And if other people have an issue with it, we can separate that, or you know, we just probably weren't meant to work together. But I think we're okay, and it's not a big deal. He doesn't have to, you know, come over there, or if he's banned there, he can still watch the show if he wants. No problem. I'll block him. He'll never see it coming. Just kidding. Talk to you soon. So that was Mrs. Shangy. That was Mrs. Shangy, woman I've known for many years. A woman that I worked with on a lot of projects in 2020. And, you know, there were some interesting experiences too, and we've decided to rise above it like many other people have, and we moved forward, and we're going to see if we can do some panels together. And I'm hearing through the grapevine that, you know, the Mad Shangy, aka Patrick from Canada, you know, is interested in working on some shows together. That's what I'm hearing. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, Patrick. All I'm saying is that I'm hearing things from behind the scenes through good sources. Let's just put it that way. And I'm trying to be discreet about it until I know where we stand. And after that, hey, if it's meant to continuously work together or on occasion or whenever, then we can open up the floodgates at that time. All right, so I am at the observation deck here on this side. It looks like nobody's up here and nobody's coming, so I'm gonna come on up here for a couple of minutes and then get into the topic during my way out of this side of the trail. And I've got some great examples, including examples from my lady. Babe, you're some of the best examples I could use, because you know, you've made tremendous strides to improve your life, and I've seen it. I've seen it. And my lady and I together, you know, when she starts to participate more on this channel, not just as a moderator or behind the scenes, but on the front lines here doing content, when she starts doing that, we're going to really take it into high gear and take it to the next level to help as many people overcome things that are holding them back from their greatness. Because everyone has greatness deep within, but it's locked deep within. We want to help you unlock your greatness. Let me come here and sit down for a second. Mad Shangy Army 2 is blocked from your chat. All right, I will have to take care of that. It could be on Nightbot. I'm going to have to do some maintenance. I don't think I got a chance to moderate Mad Shangy Army 2. That's the main channel I think that you wanted me to moderate. Just get all the information to the third party we're currently using, and then eventually, ma'am, once we, talk on a panel or, have a chance to talk further, then we can open up the lines of communication, once again, more one-on-one, you and Patrick, Mad Shangy Army, etc. So yeah, just give me that information through the third party, and I'll take care of that later tonight or by tomorrow. All right. Let's see here. All right, folks, I'm going to go off the air for 1 second, and I will be right back. All right, can you folks, I'm back. Hey, Lewis, how you doing? Can you folks see me clearly and hear me clearly? I want to make sure the audio and video are working. Let me know. And then I'm going to start cruising on back and get to the topic here. Let me know if you can hear me clearly and see me clearly. I would appreciate that. Yes, can see you and hear you loud and clearly. Well, thank you so much, Lewis. Appreciate that. Thanks again for being here. All right, let's get right to it. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition, live from the San Francisco Bay Trail here in beautiful, amazing, and warm Redwood City, California. This is episode number 282, episode number 282. And the topic of this stream is, do you always feel the need to prove yourself to people? One more time, do you always feel the need to prove yourself to people? I'll tell you what inspired me to do this topic here today. What inspired me was my lady. She actually inspires me with many topics because I'm seeing this amazing woman, at 46, almost 47 years old. She's going to be 47 soon. Go through an incredible transformation in her life right in front of my eyes. And, the more and more that I see this transformation, happening right in front of my eyes, the more it inspires me to talk about things that I feel at one point, she was really struggling with or is struggling a lot less with. Because, not everything has been fully resolved. That takes time, right? But even someone that starts to struggle a lot less at things they were fully struggling with in the past, that's showing, a positive change of direction and moving the needle forward. And that's very inspirational to me. All right? When I was younger, and even probably getting into my early to mid 30s, and even sometimes even in my early 40s, up to my early 40s, I always felt the need, like I had to prove myself to people regarding everything that I was doing. I had to justify everything, right? I had to make sure that they didn't misunderstand me or take me out of context and this and that, right? And it got to the point of, when I came out here on YouTube 5 years ago and started my first channel and started getting trolled and all that stuff that happened. I mean, if you're new here, I got trolled and harassed for many, many years on this platform in ways unlike anything you would ever imagine or could imagine. But I learned a lot from it, and it made me stronger. And it allowed me to more so start to realize that, I shouldn't feel the need to prove anything to anyone. If anything, the only person I should feel the need to prove anything to is myself. Yeah, that's what I said. The only person I should feel the need to ever prove anything to is myself. And I want to put out the same message to each and every one of you. I've said many things about self-love and self-actualization, right? And self-respect, right? And how important it is in order to be able to truly be happy to the point of where you can enjoy life with other people. Because if you're not happy within yourself, there's no way in hell you're going to be happy around other people, or you're going to attract happy people to want to be around you. Because happy people just don't want to be around miserable, unhappy people. Just the bottom line. That's just the way it goes. Like attracts like, right? Beautiful. Very nice. Like attracts like. Coach Eli says, I tell my clients all the time, don't compare yourself to others. Only compare the you today to the you yesterday. Could not have said any better myself, Coach Eli. Could not have said it any better myself. So I stopped feeling the need to prove myself to anyone. Probably more so about 5 years ago, shortly after, I hit my 40s. When I was in my teens and 20s, I always tried to justify everything and felt the need to prove myself to everyone. As I got into my 30s, it started becoming less frequent of a need, a less frequent need, which is what I'm trying to say. And in my 40s, it was diminished almost to zero. And now at this point in my life right now, at this very moment right now at age 48, I don't feel the need to prove myself to anyone regarding anything. Because when you are your full self, or your normal self, your real actual self, you're going to naturally attract people like you. That's what I've always tried to tell people when it comes to any aspect of your life, whether it's business or personal, right? Whether it's, regarding dating, or someone you end up marrying, or a business partner, or doing business with people. You're going to attract people based on what you put out, right? And you're going to also come off more attractive to others if you don't feel the need to constantly prove yourself, or if you don't feel the need to prove yourself at all. You do you. Keep moving forward regardless, whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, even if it's taking you a long time to accomplish that particular thing. Like an example, I've been doing this YouTube thing now for 5 years, full time. I was even doing it full time when I was a full-time insurance broker. And yeah, this has gotten a little further ahead, or it's become a little further ahead than it was, but it's still nowhere near where I'd like it to be, or where I feel it should be, or where it will be, to think more positive about it, right? And many people in my shoes would give up, would say, hey, I put in all this time, effort, money. I haven't gotten the results after 5 years. I'm going to cut my losses, right? You should never, ever give up on your goals, dreams, and aspirations. Now, there are some things that are just not feasible, right? If something is legitimately 100% not feasible, then I can understand switching gears and cutting your losses. But running my YouTube channel out here and being a coach and putting out positive content is very feasible. I just need to keep moving forward until my content targets the right audience, and that'll just happen on its own in due time. If I continue to move forward and using my strengths and my skills, along with a little bit of luck from YouTube and the algorithm and Google, it'll eventually get there. But I don't feel the need to prove myself to anyone. I don't feel the need to, like it used to be in the past, where people would ask me, what qualifies you as a life coach, or what formal education do you have to do this and that, right? And I've talked about that before many times in the past. I don't feel the need to talk about it anymore. We're not here to talk about why I'm qualified or how I'm qualified. If you want to find out about that, go to my website, coacheli.com, and click on the About section. We're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about solutions to common issues people are having. We're here to uplift people. We're here to share stories of things that we've all been through and struggled to work through, but eventually we worked through those situations and bettered ourselves. We want to share those stories with people that are currently going through those issues we once went through and help them turn their lives around in the way we turned ours around. You shouldn't have to prove yourself to anyone. You shouldn't feel the need, which is what I'm trying to say. You shouldn't feel the need to prove yourself to anyone if your true intentions are to help people. If you're helping people and it's helping them turn their lives around, and other people come around and try to question your capabilities, there's no need to prove to those people anything. There's no need to prove anything to those people. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone except yourself. I've also always said the only opinion of yourself that matters is your own. These are things that I talk about all the time. You hear me talk about these things all the freaking time. It sounds like a broken record. You may be thinking, Eli, you keep talking about the same shit all day, every day. Maybe so. Maybe I, change it up in the way I present the same thing every day, but it is the same thing every day. And there's a reason for that. The reason is because repetition is the mother of skill. When you first hear something, it may not make sense to you. You may not like it. But if you hear it over and over and over again, at some point you're going to be like, wow, there's a reason why this mofo keeps saying the same shit over and over again. What is he really trying to say? Oh, I get it. And then it sinks in. Then it becomes a habit, right? And that habit, that good habit that you learned, is one step along the way to turn your life around for the better. It is a gorgeous day, I gotta tell you folks. It's a really beautiful day. We are at 59 minutes. I've only gone off the air one time by my own shutdown to reset the chat. The reception has been pretty good today. Some days are better than others, right? Gemma says, yes, I have to prove myself all the time. Well, Gemma, let me ask you something. And I'm going to reset the chat here in a second. Gemma, let me ask you. Why do you feel the need to prove yourself all the time? Then I'll share a story, a generalized story about my lady, because she does this quite often. And she's gotten better at it, but she still does it, and she used to do it more often. She always feels the need to prove herself to me and other people. And I try to tell her that to the people that know who you are and love you and care about you, you shouldn't feel the need to prove anything. But at the same time, you know, it's a little bit different for women because men and women process emotions differently. We're biologically different in the way we process our emotions, right? And the way our body is, right? And like I've said in the past, I'll say it again, it is a little bit more normal for women to seek validation from men than for men to seek validation from women, right? So I can understand women feeling the need to prove themselves more so than men, especially nowadays because women have been liberated and there's, you know, it's just part of being in the workforce, right? But what I'm trying to say, whether you're a man or a woman, you shouldn't have to feel the need to prove yourself to anyone. Just be yourself. Be the best version, or become the best version of yourself you can be. And let people see it for themselves. And the right people will naturally gravitate your way once you truly are good with not feeling the need to prove yourself to anyone. I think I'm gonna have to start bringing my little mini backpack and those little plastic bottled waters. The little plastic bags or containers of water. They're pouches. I think they can hold like 16 to 20 ounces of water. Just start bringing those out to the trail here. But it's getting warmer as we head closer to summer. And I'd probably fill mine up with some Rockstar fruit punch or something like that, or Rockstar Recovery like lemonade or orange. Rockstar Recovery is great. It's a little bit more of a healthier version of Rockstar. It has less caffeine than the regular Rockstars, but it still has a decent amount of caffeine. But you get some good vitamins in your system drinking those drinks. But yes, the levels of caffeine, if you're not careful, you know, if you drink too many of those per day, that will seriously affect you. So even with energy drinks, drink them responsibly. Some people say don't drink them at all. I actually love them. They're actually part of my fuel. So maybe I'll, you know, fill up those little pouches on my future walks when it's warm on those days with some Rockstar. All right, folks, I'll be right back. I'm going to go off the air. I think the chat froze. All right, we're back. Yeah, so Jim, if you're still around, curious to know, why do you feel the need to prove yourself all the time? Now, while I wait for Gemma responds to that, I'll say this. My lady, great woman, and you folks are beginning to learn more about her, especially people behind the scenes that have access to her. And, you know, the last time she came over to my place, she hung out in the studio for a little bit and was kind of chatting it up back and forth with me away from the camera. But my lady, like always, like when, and I get it is normal to a certain extent for ladies to feel this way. But my lady always like feels the need like she has to prove herself to me or other people. And you know, she feels the need like she has to prove herself to her family, her mother, her kids, and other people, right? And every time I talk with her and I pick up on this, I tell her, you shouldn't feel the need to prove yourself to anyone, especially myself and your family, right? You shouldn't have to feel the need to prove yourself to your friends or anyone. The only person that you should be proving anything to is yourself. That you're a good person and you're just going to put yourself out there as best as possible. You're going to treat people right, and you're going to see who comes your way in the game of life. And when you're true to yourself and you don't feel the need to prove yourself to anyone, you don't feel the need, you know, to explain yourself or anything like that, when you're just happy within yourself, the rest will just fall into place. Whew. So anyway, that's pretty much all I have for today. Unless there are more questions in the chat, I'm gonna finish my walk off the air. Unless there's somebody chatting there. Not So Nerdy Gaming. I am here listening to the stream while I'm on the road. Awesome, Will. Awesome. Where are you headed to, brother? You heading to work? I'm gonna wait just another second or so. No, just taking a little drive. Yeah, I used to take those little drives myself in the past. You know, Will, when things weren't going my way or when I was just feeling some emotional pain after going through a breakup or something just traumatic happened in my life, it would be my escape. Nothing wrong with that. I know gas is expensive nowadays, folks, over $6 a gallon here in the San Francisco Bay Area, but even currently, one of the best things you can do to escape reality and to just rejuvenate your soul is to take a nice drive in your area for 30 or 60 minutes. If you live near a body of water like I do, you can go to the coast or around that body of water and have some beautiful scenery while you drive and clear your head, right? Old Dirty Ninja, the price of gas makes me want to bang. Well, I'm not gonna say that, bro. Listen, ODN, bro. That's not a nice thing to say, dude. It's all good though, man. I still, here's the thing, ODN. There are many people here I've reconnected with. I'm friends with all these people, and I want to be friends with all of them. But I understand that everyone I'm friends with is not going to be friends or are not going to be friends with each other, right? But I'm just not, I'm not going to remove anyone. I'm going to keep everyone around. I'm going to keep my moderators around. I'm just going to separate that. And you folks can separate your friendships or non-friendships on your own. My gas prices are higher than regular gas because I got to take premium. I use premium too, and I don't even need premium, but I've always put premium in my cars because it's higher octane gas. The engine runs better and cleaner. You must have a sports car, Will, or a high performance car. Also want to make it very, very clear that what people say in my chat are their own opinions and it has nothing to do with me. And so, I will not be held responsible for anything that anyone says in my chat, whether they're a moderator or not. I think we've all grown up and become mature to the point of where if we have an issue with what someone says, you can take it up with them. And again, to be clear, just because, let's say, I'm not mentioning anyone I'm not mentioning anyone specifically, but in general, if you have a problem with somebody that I don't have a problem with, then your problem is with them, not with me. And I'm keeping out of all that. But I can be friends with as many people as I want to, independent of how you feel about each other. What matters to me is how I feel about people, not what other people feel about people I'm associating with, right? That's a common issue out here on YouTube that breaks up communities. I ain't falling for that shit anymore. Just not gonna work for me. But anyway, folks, unless anyone else has anything else to say in the chat, I'm gonna go off the air and finish up my walk. Off the air, I'm gonna wait just another minute or so to see if anyone else puts anything out there. We are at 72 minutes, an hour and 12 minutes, an hour, 11 hour, 12 minutes. Not So Nerdy Gaming says, yeah, the kind of car I have has a North Star V8 in it. It must be like a Cadillac, like an Escalade or something. Well, I believe Cadillacs were the ones that created the North Star engine. Speaking of Cadillac, they've been promoting a brand new all-electric vehicle being released. I think it's their first all-electric vehicle they're releasing. It's called the Lyriq. I believe it's a Cadillac all-electric SUV. It looks pretty sick. I bet it's going to have a ton of torque. The thing about electric cars is they have a lot of torque, just like those Teslas have. They've got great acceleration. So it'll be interesting to see, how people review the Cadillac Lyriq. I think it's Lyriq. The brand new all-electric Cadillac Lyriq, which I believe is coming out actually later this month, May 22nd, I think is what it is. Or I think it's when it's being released. And I believe they're taking pre-orders now. I wonder what that car costs. Fully loaded, I wouldn't be surprised if that car was 80K plus. I say the base model is probably going to be at least 60, 65. It's a Cadillac SUV. Probably has the highest grade leather in there. I mean, Cadillacs have always been premium vehicles. Yeah, it's a Cadillac. Well, yeah, the North Star engine says it all, brother. Cadillac created the North Star engine. Must be a gas guzzler, brother. It's another thing about the Caddies. When you got a V8 North Star Cadillac engine, you're not driving that shit because it gets great gas mileage. That's not the reason why you're driving that thing. But it's got some balls, man. It's got some balls. I heard you can get a pretty good shock from those electric cars. Maybe you can, ODN. Yeah. I'm not sure. I've never heard that, but maybe you can. I don't plan on buying an electric car for a while. I'm still very happy with gas vehicles. And here in California, they're trying to outlaw gas vehicles by like 2035 or something like that. I can't remember what the actual date was. Someone was proposing a bill for that earlier this year. Not So Nerdy Gaming says, yeah, Cadillacs, I love them, especially how smooth the ride is. Oh, yeah. What do they call that, Will? It's called like touring suspension, I believe is what it is. When you're driving a Cadillac, you feel like you're floating on air. When my dad was around, God rest his soul, one of the cars he had was a Cadillac, it was a sedan. It was a two-door sedan. No, it was a four-door sedan. I can't remember. Sedan DeVille or whatever. I can't remember what it was called. But that thing was an older Cadillac. It was when my brother and I were younger. And this thing had a big ass engine. And Caddies had like some best suspension, for it being a smooth ride. I wouldn't say it's like racing suspension, but it's like touring suspension. So when you tour around and you drive wherever you go, I mean, the shock system on Caddies is like floating on air. All right, folks. I'm going to wrap this up. I want to thank you all for being here. We are at 1 hour and 17 minutes, 1 hour 16, 1 hour 17 minutes. Like I said earlier today, tonight I might do a late night stream from the studio. My lady's coming over. If we're up for it, we'll do it. If not, then I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow for another walk. And then tomorrow evening, I'll either be on someone else's panel, maybe the Mad Shangies, or doing my own show on Coach Eli 2. And on Friday, same type of schedule, but I'm assuming on Thursday or Friday, I'll be on the Mad Shangy show at some point. So if it doesn't happen, no big deal. Just keep it locked here, and I'll keep you in the loop. With that being said, have yourselves a good one. We'll see you all next time, and as always, be good to each other. Take care.